What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. And today what we got here is the JJRC JJPRO X5 EPIK. It is the GPS ready to fly 5G Wi-Fi 1080p remote tiltable DVR equipped FPV camera RC quadcopter. So let's open up the box and check it out. All right, I got everything out on the table and laid them out. And what I'm realizing now is that this is the JJRC JJPRO X5, the EPIK, but it is identical to the MJX Bugs 5W, just a different style, different canopy, and different design. But basically, it has the same type of motors. It has the same 1080p 5G Wi-Fi FPV camera, and it has a built-in DVR in the back. So basically what you are getting is a different style, different color of the MJX Bugs 5W rebranded as the JJRC JJPRO X5 EPIK. So let's go ahead and put this down for a little bit. And here is the battery that comes along with it. And let me show you the original battery that comes with the Bugs 5W. It is identical, guys, same exact battery. This battery works on the JJRC JJPRO, and it is the 7.4 volt 1800 milliamp 25C battery, supposed to give you a flight time of about 20 minutes, and it takes roughly it says in the product page 5 hours to charge, and it does take quite a while to charge up this battery. All right, so take a look at other stuff that comes with it. There's a clip and some O-rings and a screwdriver that comes along with it, just like the MJX Bugs 5W, and the USB to micro USB charge cable. And what you do with that charge cable is plug it up to the balance charger, and there's this little dongle that comes along with it with a 2S balance connector, and you charge the battery up in this little bracket here, just like the Bugs 5W. And there you go, that's how you charge up the battery. And it also comes with some instruction booklet and a quick start guide, just like the MJX Bugs 5W. Check it out. Here is the quick start guide, but this one has a JJPRO on it, identically the same as the Bugs 5W, just rebranded as a JJRC JJPRO. Take a look at that, EPIK. And I checked with the other instruction manual that comes along with the MJX Bugs 5W, and it is identical, guys. So all of the functions and all of the performance factors are identically the same. Everything about this quadcopter is identically the same as the MJX Bugs 5W. Let's take a look at the remote control. And the remote control is identically the same as well. Here's the little phone clip that came along with it. I already got it stuck on here, just like the MJX Bugs 5W. And here's the dual antennas that are Fox antennas or fall antennas. It does not function, it's just for looks. And here's the on and off switch. Here's some trim buttons that do not function. Here's the GPS button, and here is the headless mode button. 1 kilo takeoff, 1 kilo land. Here's the lock and unlock. Here's the return to home button, and here's the camera button. Short press to take a photo, long press to take a video. So identically the same as the MJX Bugs 5W. And here's that little rotary dial knob to tilt the action camera. What it does is remote tilts the action camera 90 degrees straight forward and all the way 90 degrees to the bottom, to the ground. So that is one thing pretty neat. I'm going to have to test that out on this particular flight. So what we're going to do is take it outside, take a little flight with it, take a little demo flight and test it out and see if it behaves just like the MJX Bugs 5W. And I think it will, because it is basically identical to the MJX Bugs 5W. And I tried binding it with the MJX Bugs 5W remote control to this quadcopter, and it works as well. So it is running the same protocol. The only thing different is like I said, the quadcopter has a different design on it. And guess what? The Wi-Fi phone app is different, but it also works with the MJX Bugs 5W Go app, MJX Go app, I believe that's what it's called. So it works with that app as well. So it is interchangeable. So you can run this on the MJX Bugs app, and you can run the MJX Bugs app with the JJRC app. So interchangeable. So basically identical quadcopters, guys. So let's go outside and test out the new JJRC JJPRO X5 EPIK. All right, we are just about ready to go with the JJRC JJPRO X5. I got my landing pad set up here. We are at the Valley of the Rocks, is what I like to call this new place. And it is a little bit windy today, so perfect day to check out a GPS quadcopter. Let's see if it fights the wind and stays in a locked position. So let's go ahead and plug the battery in and lock it in place. Turn on the remote. There you go. Just indicate it with the beep. That means it is bound. So we got to wait until the quadcopter initializes. Different multicolor. There you go. Double beep means that the quadcopter is now ready for compass calibration. So let's go ahead and do that compass calibration. We need to rotate it horizontally until the lights change color. There you go. Solid green. And then we're gonna lift it up, nose up, and rotate it again. Let me rotate it the other way. And the lights will change color again. There you go. Red in the front and light green in the back. So we're gonna have to leave it for a while, and the light green color will turn to dark green, indicating it has acquired all of the GPS necessary for GPS flight. And as you can see on the transmitter, the GPS is on and it is indicating 0, and all of a sudden, once it acquires enough satellites, it will show me how many satellites it has acquired. So we need to wait for a little bit. Sometimes it is fast and sometimes it is fairly slow. Now I've noticed that my battery level indicator on the transmitter is on its last bar, so I might have to do this again, put some fresh batteries in here. But let's go ahead and wait. There you go. We got 10 satellites and we got solid green light, so we are good to go. I'm going to go ahead and change out the battery on my transmitter. I must have put some old batteries in here, so I'll be right back. Alright, I got everything reconnected. The Wi-Fi connection is connected, and I got my screen recording on as well as the video recording on, and I have a micro SD card inserted on the camera. So we are going to be recording directly into the micro SD card. If you do not have a micro SD card, it will record into the Wi-Fi phone app and thus into your camera roll. Alright, so let's go ahead and check this out. What you want to do now is both sticks to the bottom and to the left, which will calibrate the gyros of the quadcopter. And the lights are blinking furiously and they have returned solid. Red lights in the front and green, dark green solid lights in the back, indicating we got more than enough GPS to take off. And it is showing that I have 13 GPS locked in, and there's a camera icon blinking away on the LCD display as well. So let's go ahead and check it out. Arming it. 1 key to take off. And it should come to a hover right around there, just like the B5W. Check it out. Very stable. Looks like the wind died down a little bit as well, so that is nice. Let me go ahead and lower it down to eye level here. Very stable, GPS lock, and it is not budging from that spot. So let's check it out. Move it a little bit, let it get it angry, and look at that. It goes back to that exact same spot. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the video feed here. That is nice. Let's try out the tilting action of the camera. Oh yeah, that's working too. So now it is looking straight down and tilting it back up. then there was a little bit of a breakup right there. And there we go, all the way straight forward. All right, so let's go ahead and check it out. We have the GPS on at the moment, so it will have that little GPS rock and roll. But this quadcopter does not have much of that rock and roll at all. Even around the turns, check it out, so very smooth. But when you do look at the video recording after switching over to non-GPS mode, it does fly smoother in the non-GPS mode. Very nice behavior, nice. Flies so smoothly. Oh, there's that GPS rock and roll. It moved from right here to right over there. And look at that, it's coming back. It's coming back to right here where I let go of the sticks. All right, so that is working. So let's go ahead and bring it in and check out the one key to land. I'm right around above the landing pad, and I'm gonna hit this button here, and it is coming down, and you are able to redirect it. And look at that, it's gonna rest at that home altitude for a little while before it comes down. Alright, it's coming down. I'm redirecting it, controlling it still with my sticks to make it land right in the middle of the landing pad here. It hovers for a minute and it slowly descends and lands itself, and the motors turn off. Alright, so now this is going to be recorded as a new home point to land. So let's go ahead and take off from here. 1 key to take off one more time. Oops, I gotta arm the motor, sorry. 1 key to take off once again. Alright, so now let's check out the return to home. The smart return to home. Let's go forward. Put it right around there. And let's go ahead and hit this 1 key return to home button, or the smart return to home button. And as soon as I pressed it, it is going up in altitude to avoid obstacles. And it is on its way here. It doesn't turn around and make a 180 or anything like that. It just comes straight back, hovers for a little while, and check it out. And it is going to come down. Let me rotate that camera angle straight down. Okay, I'm rotating the camera angle straight down, and let's see. Yep, it's coming down. Coming down by itself. It should stop right around here. Nope, it did not. Instead it came a little bit lower, and then it is coming back down. Okay, very close to where it took off too. All right. Landed safely, and the motors have shut off. All right, so the return to home function works very good. All right, just missed it by a little bit, so that is just about perfect. All right, I'm going to go ahead and raise up the camera angle, and there we go. Raising it up, raising it up. There we go. Right. All right, so now let's go ahead and take off one more time. I'm going to go ahead and arm it, and let me go ahead and disarm it just to show you guys something else here. Both sticks to the bottom and in will arm the motors as well. So both sticks to the bottom and in, there you go, arms the motors, and do that again and it will disarm the motors. or throttle all the way down, we'll disarm the motors. Okay, so arming the motors one more time and throttling all the way down will disarm the motors. All right, so let's go ahead and arm the motors and take off manually. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and take it out again. And this time what we are going to do is check out the fail-safe return to home, just like I do with all of the GPS quadcopters. And I'm going to do that and simulate that by turning off the remote control. So it should take about 6 seconds to realize that there is no connection, and it will start taking action, go up in altitude to avoid obstacles, and come back and land itself. All right, let's go ahead and check that out. Turning off the remote. There you go, rising up in altitude, and it is making its way back. And the remote control is completely turned off still yet. There we go. Comes right above the home point where it took off from, and stabilizes itself right there for a little bit, and it's going to start making its way down. Same behavior as the B5W. Okay, hopefully it hovers in the home altitude before it comes down. Looks like it's coming down very slowly this time, so let's check it out. It should be right around there. No, it's coming down a little further down, and it's not going to rest at that altitude. It's just going to come straight down. Okay, this time it did not rest at the home altitude. Right, slightly different behavior this one. Okay, so it landed itself very close to the takeoff spot. So the fail-safe return to home works well too. So now what I'm going to do is turn the transmitter back on, and we should rebind automatically with the quadcopter. And yes, I have signal, and I do have 15 satellites locked in, and we are still recording on the video. All right, so let's go ahead and arm the motors once again, and 1 key to take off one more time. Nice. Home altitude position. Let's raise it up in altitude a little bit, and this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to check out and see the same thing, the fail-safe return to home, where I turn off the remote control, and I'm going to go further away a little bit this time, because I'm going to regain control of the quadcopter in mid-flight coming back towards me by turning the transmitter back on, just like I did with the B5W. So let's go ahead and turn it off. 6 seconds later, it should start rising up in altitude. There we go, rising back up in altitude, and at which time I'm just going to go ahead and turn on the transmitter back on. And while it's coming back, all you got to do is hit this return to home button, and it stops its way back. Now I have regained control of the quadcopter, and I am flying it just like normally. So that return to home process, that fail-safe return to home process, has been discontinued. I have broken its return to home. So I have regained connection, and now I am just flying about, and I can do as I please. So right now the battery level indicator is showing that I have 3 bars on the quadcopter, so we can still fly about. Now we're going to test out the low voltage return to home, but we're going to have to wait until there is 2 bars remaining on the battery level indicator, just like the B5W. So let's go ahead and just cruise around and see if I can do some FPV. Okay, I got the camera angle all the way up, so I'm looking at the rocks over there. Nice, nice. Let me see if I'm screen recording. Hopefully I am. Yes, I am. And the camera is recording onto the micro SD card. All right, so, it just went into, looks like 3 beeps. Yeah, it just went into 2 bars, in which it is the low voltage return to home. It is the first phase of low voltage return to home, and because I am within 300 meters distance and 100 meter in altitude, it will not initiate that return to home. You have to be further away than 300 meters and 100 meter in altitude. So to initiate its own return to home when it goes into the first phase, which we are in right now. But we are still able to fly until the second phase of return to home. So let's go ahead and do some FPV. All right, so let's go ahead and push it forward. I am in GPS mode. Ooh, a little break up there. Let me go ahead and turn around. Oh man, I'm gonna hit the rocks. So not the very best Wi-Fi FPV on this one as well. It does have a lot of breakups. Let's go ahead and cruise. Okay, I'm trying to turn around, but it has lots of breakups. And it has a lot of delay. Yeah. And now I'm going away from me, I do believe. Okay, where am I? I'm all the way over there. And by line of sight, I'm going to bring it back towards my location here. And now I got the video feed back, but you need to stay relatively close for the Wi-Fi FPV video to work. So I'm going to go ahead and lower it down a little bit. And I'm just going to do close by Wi-Fi FPV. And even when I'm close by, the Wi-Fi FPV is not very good, guys. Yeah, it's got all kinds of breakups over here. So not a very reliable Wi-Fi FPV feed. So I'm just going to go ahead and just cruise around and take in the sights. And let's wait until the second phase of a return to home, the low voltage return to home, in which if you are away 15 meters and within the 300 meters, it will initiate the return to home. And the altitude needs to be below 100 meters. Okay, so it is within 300 meters and I'm just cruising around, and we still have the first phase of low voltage return to home indicator beeping away. And check it out, it has just gone into the second phase of the low voltage return to home, and the beeping is a little bit longer now. So it is coming back and it is hovering right above the takeoff spot. So hopefully it lands close to the takeoff spot, and let's see what it does. Hovering there for a little bit. Okay, it is slowly coming down. Okay, it looks like it's gonna miss the landing pad by a little bit more than before. But it didn't rest on that home altitude again. So this one has a slightly different behavior. It does not rest at that home altitude first and then come down. It just comes straight down and lands itself, which is pretty decent as well. All right, so we missed the landing pad about about 5 quadcopter distance away, or 4 quadcopter distance away, and that is still very, very nice. Alright, so just wanted to show you guys that it is compatible with the Bugs 5W transmitter. This is the Bugs 5W transmitter. I've done an antenna mod on this thing so I can put the 2-watt booster. I have just a stick antenna, a working stick antenna. So this has already the inside antenna that comes with the transmitter, as well as the pigtail. So I have attached another antenna. So this one has dual working antennas, and I do have a 2-cell battery, and this is what I use to power up the booster when I do utilize the booster. So let's go ahead and check it out, and just to demonstrate that it works with the B5W transmitter, turned on the power to the quadcopter. So what you want to do when you change transmitters, or if you want to bind the quadcopter to a new transmitter, is hold down this red arming button, turn on the remote control, and that solid beep has indicated that we are bound. And here we go again. We are ready to calibrate, and we do have to do this every time that you turn on the quadcopter. It doesn't matter if you took off from the same spot or not. Let's go ahead and do that compass calibration, which is very easy to do, and it's very simple. Just got to rotate it horizontally and then rotate it vertically with the nose up, and the backlight just turned solid green, dark solid green. So we have acquired enough satellites, and it is showing 14 satellite locked in. So let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so let's go ahead and arm the motors, or calibrate the gyros. Both sticks to the bottom and left. Calibrates the gyros, flashing very fast, and it turns solid. Let's go ahead and arm the motors. There you go, the B5W remote control. So it works with the B5W remote control just as well. And this battery is on the low, so it is already in the first phase of low voltage return to home. And at which time, we are already in the second stage of low voltage return to home, in which I am within 15 meters. So it is coming down at that spot. It does not come back down to where it took off from. So if you are within that 15 meters on the second stage of the low voltage return to home, it will just land in its spot. All right, so we got to demonstrate that as well. All right, there we go. All right, so there you have it, guys, the JJRC JJPRO X5 EPIK. Now I have it side by side with the MJX Bugs 5W for a little visual comparison. I've been flying my Bugs 5W with an all-in-one VTX mounted on the top and a action camera on the bottom, the RunCam HD, and it has been providing me with some very nice videos, and it is an awesome camera bird. And I'm pretty sure the JJRC JJPRO X5 EPIK is an awesome camera bird as well. So I can't wait until I put on a all-in-one VTX and a action camera and check out this quadcopter as well. So if you were thinking about buying the MJX Bugs 5W, now you have a choice in the JJRC JJPRO X5 EPIK. Also, I've done a range test on the MJX Bugs 5W, and it did go to distance to 1,000 meters. But on the product page, it says it has 300 to 500 meters. So they were very conservative on that. And JJRC JJPRO product page is conservative as well. It says it has 500 to 600 meter distance. So I'm going to have to do a range test on this baby here as well. So stay tuned for that. So that is it for now. That is my review and test flight of the JJRC JJPRO X5. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time.